Hello, everybody, and welcome. My name is Jennifer McCullum with Jen's SFX, and today I'm talking about sunscreen. Sunscreen. Sun. All right, so it's April going into May, and a lot of times that's when we do get out. We go on vacations and stuff like that. Spring break's coming up. Now, this year's definitely been different, but that's when we start thinking about sunscreens. But really, we should wear sunscreens all year round. So we're going to talk about that today and kind of help clear up some questions on sunscreens. So first of all, why do we wear sunscreen? Protect our skin, and not only does it protect against UVA, UVB rays, UVC if you have broad spectrum, but it also forms a barrier to protect us against air pollution and things like that. Did you know, and I was just looking in this salon magazine for salon owners and estheticians and stuff like that, the CDC, Center of Disease Control, mentions that 15% of American men and 30% of American women wear sunscreen on a regular basis. That's a small amount, people. So let's talk about sunscreens and break that down real quick. You have two main types, physical and chemical. So physical sunscreens are like your titanium dioxide, your zinc oxide. They sit on the surface of the skin. So when you put on a physical sunscreen, you can go outside immediately. They are better for sensitive skins. Those of you who have rosacea, eczema, or just sensitive skin in general, the physical sunscreens are less likely to irritate you. They have higher UVA protection. All right. Most sunscreens, and when you look at SPF, it's for UVB versus UVA rays. So your physical sunscreens are better at UVA protection. The downside on physical ones is they can leave that white cast to your skin. So if you have a deeper skin tone, you might get that little ashiness going on with some of the physical ones. Just saying. It is less likely to clog pores though because it does sit on the surface. It can feel heavier because of that too. And another cool thing is it has naturally antimicrobial ingredients. So physical sunscreens are naturally antimicrobial, which is really cool. They do wear off a little quicker, but anytime you go swimming, you want to reapply anyway, or sweating or stuff like that. The physical sunscreens also tend to have a longer shelf life, which is good. Although 6 months to a year, you should be throwing your sunscreen away anyway. So chemical sunscreens, let's talk about those. They need 15-30 minutes to sit before you go outside, okay, because they actually go in and they absorb the rays, whereas your physical sunscreens bounce the rays back off. Chemical sunscreens have 95% less UVA protection, okay? And remember, SPF is for UVB, all right? Chemical sunscreens tend to blend better with makeup. So if you're wearing makeup, you might want to go more with a chemical versus a physical sunscreen. The chemicals, now a lot of times when we talk about chemicals, we're like, oh, but they're organic, okay, carbon-based compounds. Most of the organic ingredients in organic chemical sunscreens are those organic-based compounds. All right, and you're going to hear things like oxybenzone, octosaliate, avibenzone, octocrylene. Those are some of the ones that you'll hear for the chemical. Whereas the physical, you see titanium, you see zinc oxide. All right, so physical, titanium and zinc, and then you have your chemical ones. The higher the SPF of a chemical sunscreen, the more likely, if you have sensitive skin, you're going to have a sensitivity to it. So hopefully that helps in understanding the difference between physical sunscreens and chemical sunscreens. Now let's talk about application. All right. If you're going to apply for your face, okay, which also kind of includes the ears and down the neck, you want to do about a quarter to a teaspoon of product. Now, I had a friend the other day where I was watching other YouTube videos too, where they took a quarter teaspoon thing and their little pump sunscreen, and it was about 11 pumps to fill that up. How many of us use 11 pumps? Right? We do maybe 1 or 2 pumps, put it on our face, and then we go, okay, not enough. I know, I'm telling myself too. For the body, in my handy dandy cool measuring cup, 1 ounce. 1 ounce, look at that. 1 ounce worth of product. I actually have this little jar here, okay? And I'm gonna put that in there. So it's almost this whole jar's worth, all right? 1 ounce of product for your entire body. Now, the crazy thing about that, I'm gonna grab one of these guys. This is 5 ounces. So that means this is 5 applications per whole body. Okay, so, and you need it, so that's the rule, like how much do I put on of either physical or chemical? There you go. And then reapply at least, or apply 2 times a day. Once in the morning, once about lunchtime when you come in and take a snack before you go back outside. And that's kind of generally when you're, if I'm at the beach though, I'm reapplying more often. Or if I'm at like Disney or something like that, I'm reapplying more often. So there's the amount you should use for applying sunscreen. Let's talk about SPF. SPF stands for sun protection factor. How do they figure that out? They put the products on skin about 1 inch thick for, a square inch of the body, and then they do the testing to give it its number. But what does that mean to us? Well, the American Cancer Society recommends 30 or higher. I agree. An SPF 30 will block 97% of the UVB rays. Back up. So, UVB, I always learned it this way in cosmetology school, and when I teach it, you will burn. So the UVB rays, what they do on the surface is they burn, they cause redness, swelling, they hit the dermis, you might get age spots and stuff like that from the UVB rays. The UVA rays go below that surface to the hypodermis, and they mess up your collagen production. They are the ones that definitely age your skin, messing up the antioxidants, and can lead to sometimes, skin cancer. Skin cancer is the #1 cancer in the United States, and I believe possibly the world, and it's preventable by wearing sunscreens. You can prevent it. We don't have to get it. So backing up, SPF of 30 blocks 97% of the UVB rays. So if you go from an SPF 30 to an SPF 60, SPF 60 blocks 98% of the rays. 97, 98. Not a huge difference there when you start going beyond 30. But if it definitely makes you feel better, do it. Okay, I feel better sometimes. I like a 50 or better just because I'm so pale. All right, and I burn real easy. In fact, I even, in high school, we went to Daytona Beach, Florida, and I got 3rd-degree sunburn. Who knew there was degrees to sunburn? But there is. So, sunscreen prevents but doesn't revert damage. So once you already have that damage, you're going to need to go to the doctor, dermatologist, to the salon, the spa, and have vitamin C or retin A treatments. Both vitamin C and retin A, or retinol type ingredients, make you more sun sensitive. So when you do those, like a lot of people do like to use vitamin C in their skincare, which is great, or retinol, retin A type of ingredients in their skincare, which is great, but you're going to be more sun sensitive. So much more important to wear sunscreen every day. Also, lights give off some of the same UVA and UVB rays, especially fluorescent ones. So if you're working somewhere, with those lights, and then the sun comes in through windows. So if you look at your car, the front window might have that tint to it, but do the sides? I don't think so. So you definitely have, that's one reason to maybe put on a good sunscreen every day. Then I get asked from students and clients, well, what if my moisturizer has sunscreen in it? Is that good enough? What if my foundation has sunscreen in it? Is that good enough? Cleanse, tone, moisturize, and then you're going to put on your sunscreen because you're getting your treatment and you're taking care of your skin with all those other products, the cleanser, the toner, the moisturizer. Now, if your moisturizer does have some sunscreen, it's going to help. But you don't want to wear that moisturizer at nighttime because sunscreens form that barrier. And at nighttime, your body needs to get oxygen to heal itself. And that barrier is going to be there that'll block that from happening. The other thing on that is if your moisturizer has a 15 and your sunscreen has a 30, you're not getting a 45. So I just typically say use your favorite moisturizer, if it has sunscreen or not. If it does have sunscreen, use a different one at night, but still put on that additional sunscreen, whether it's physical or chemical. The other cool thing is a lot of sunscreens can work as a good makeup primer. And saying that, there's quite a few sunscreens that react to certain foundations too. So it really depends on the type of foundation you're wearing and the ingredients in that sunscreen. I find that physical sunscreens are a much better primer because they do sit on the surface of the skin and they'll help hold your makeup on better. However, I've got a couple little guys right here, and actually my other one's in the other room. There are some sunscreens that have tint to them. These are some of my favorites, and yeah, it's time to replace them. All right, that one's more of a white in color, and these are Shiseido. This is Fair Ivory, so they have about 4 or 5 colors. If you can see, I've definitely scraped this out, and I use this as my foundation when I'm out on vacation, summer-wise, because it has a tint in it, and then it also has a 37 SPF. I also love this guy for my pocket when I'm at somewhere like Disney or out in a park. I can reapply very easily with this. Now, these are made more for the face, but there are tinted ones for the body too. If you're sensitive skin like I am, I can't use the body ones on my face. I definitely go for ones made for the face because it has fewer ingredients and I'm less likely to get irritated. Because I've done that in the past and my face was on fire. All right. So, even darker skin tones can burn. They get discoloration to their skin. So they still need sunscreen too, but with the physical ones, it can definitely make you look ashy. So you want to make sure you find one, like the tinted ones might be a better way to go. Even if you want to wear a physical sunscreen, you have a darker skin tone, maybe look at the tinted ones because I've seen that work for some people. Now, working in the film industry, there's a few physical sunscreens that look good on camera and I can put on just about any skin tone. And this is good. In fact, when I'm on a film set, I have 2 bags of sunscreen. One for cast and one for crew. The crew ones are going to have that shininess to it. That's okay. It's going to have maybe that whiteness to it. That's okay. We're not on camera. But for my actors and my talent, they get the better ones. Things to avoid in your sunscreen. Now, January 1st, 2021, there is going to be a big change in a lot of sunscreens. This has already happened in Hawaii and Australia and New Zealand, where certain ingredients are banned because they damage the coral reefs. You're going to see that be all throughout come January 1st. Okay? But you want to avoid petroleum and mineral oil in a product. That's going to make you burn worse. High percentages of the titanium dioxide, not necessarily the zinc oxide, but the titanium dioxide, because that can irritate your skin if it's too much of it in there. Parabens, of course, are another thing to avoid in your sunscreens. So, We have physical, we have chemical. We talked about a few of the ingredients. What else? You have stick ones like the Shiseido ones or the Sun Bum one. And these, like I said, I love these for the face and putting it on and reapplying. You have sprays, like All Good is another pretty good one. You're probably going to see less and less of the spray type ones just because of breathing it in and issues with getting some of those ingredients into our lungs. Now, one of my favorites, and I buy it from time to time, and I have to warn people before they put it on when we're on set, is the Mousse ones. Asia has a lot of fabulous sunscreens, and they have a lot of mousse type ones. So instead of a spray, it comes out and it's like a whipped cream. I love those, and they tend to go on pretty matte, which I like. There's a few that I will find here in the United States that I will buy for on set, and they don't always have the best ingredients, but I like that it's matte, doesn't have the scent to it, and people are less irritated to some of those. So you have sticks, you have sprays, you have lotions, you even have ones for your hair because your hair will lighten up in the sun. And I'll show you guys this one too. I like these. This is a Lime Life by Alcon one. It's brand new, so I'm not actually going to pump this one. But I love, Kula has a applicator like this too, where it's like a little pump with a tube. I like that because if I'm giving it to somebody, I can just pump it out, easy to use. And this one's already set to go for the band. The ingredients in here are already ready and coral reef safe, which is awesome. The All Good ones are also ready for that. Pacifica, I think, is also ready for the ban. So, lotion, sprays, sticks, oils. There's oils type sunscreens. If you have drier skins, there's dry oil ones. The mousse is fabulous. And there's also kind of odd ones like this. I always get little sample guys. This is a sunscreen and bug repellent together. It's Greenways, it's organic, you know, and I have it in my set bag because the other thing we do a lot on set is bug spray when we're out shooting in crazy areas where the mosquitoes and other insects are kind of eating everybody up. So I hope that's a great, quick little video helping you to understand some sunscreens. I threw away a bunch because here's another important thing. After 6 months to a year, throw it away. The SPF is not the same anymore. And I've been doing a lot of research lately because I'm going to start getting me some new ones to replace the old. And last but not least, is why I'm wearing this hat today. This is a UV protection headgear. I always put this in my set bag, especially when working in the summer. I can put it on. It covers my neck. Has a little elastic thing if I want to pull it up. I believe I've seen some companies out of Australia that have a lot of these. I think this one's actually a United States one. So you have UV protective clothing. You're going to see a lot more people wearing rash guards and things like that when they're out in the water parks, beaches, and stuff like that. So your clothes can also be protectant as well. And then you don't have to worry about it getting into your bloodstream because it takes less than 1 minute for chemicals from products to get into your bloodstream. Crazy, right? So, hope that gives you some update on sunscreens. Be safe. Try to get in the habit of wearing one every day. Any questions, post below. Love you guys.